Yes, isn't this awesome? I'm so excited about these new Zoom things because um, so many good drummers and interesting drummers in our group, and so many people don't know their story and don't know anything about them. And so I thought this would be a really good way to let people get to know them. So that's why we're doing this. And I had to have Maren on because she's amazing. And I met her last year during the commercial that we filmed for Facebook. Maren, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about that whole experience?
Okay, so hey everybody, my name's Maren. I'm 16 years old and I've been playing drums since I was 8. And yeah, like Tammy was saying, I got to meet her when we did the Facebook commercial in Los Angeles, and that was insane because
It was
actually,
so much fun.
yeah, because I had been a part of the Facebook group for a while, or well, I guess technically my mom was because I was technically too young to even be on Facebook at the time. But yeah, we saw that they had hit up Tammy to try and find some girl drummers, which I was really, really excited about because obviously I love any time that we get to have that female empowerment out there. And, I thought, why not? Why not give it a shot? And I got picked. And so we got to go to LA and it was a huge set. And that's the biggest set that I've ever been on. And I just met so many incredible female drummers. It was just really amazing.
It really was. It was so much fun, and even the staff, the producers, and the director, everybody was just amazing. It was really fun. Even the like the hair and makeup people, it was just a blast the whole time.
Hmm.
Okay, so you were in I've seen some clips of you in your band. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I was in a band called Not Your Girlfriends for 4 years. And we started when we were super, super young because we had known each other since we were like 6 and 7, because the other two girls that were in the band were sisters. And so we kind of got more attention when we did a local contest called Battle of the Legends. And so it was just basically like a battle of the bands. And one of the celebrity guests was Jarrett Reddick from the band Bowling for Soup. And so we actually ended up winning the competition, and we beat out people who had been playing together like longer than we'd even been alive. We really didn't even think that we were going to get past like the first round. But we ended up winning. And so Jarrett became our manager, and then we got to go and open for Bowling for Soup a lot. We got to do 2 UK tours with them. So we got to open for them in Patent Pending and then them in Simple Plan. And we've gotten to go on the band's Warp Tour twice, which was really amazing. We released an EP and a bunch of singles. And yeah, we've gotten to play with Set It Off, the Rex, the Dolly Rots, the Nixons, and we got to do a co-headline show with Elise Tro, which was really cool. And yeah,
Oh
it was
yeah,
just a
she's
really amazing
wonderful.
experience.
She's another one that I would love to have on. So if you have a connection with her, we need to talk after this. I would love to have her on. She's amazing. Okay, so I know that this last year has put a kind of a hitch in everybody's plans on what they were going to be doing as far as touring and concerts and things. So what do you have going on planned for this year?
Right now this year, I've been focusing a lot on practicing, and now that I'm a junior, I've been looking at colleges because those applications are coming up. Right now, I'm looking at doing this Berkeley 5-week program that's over the summer, so I can try and get into their rock workshop. And I've also been focusing a lot on growing my social medias, and I've been trying out a lot with TikTok, which is something new for me. And yeah, I mean, right now I'm just trying to kind of pursue a career as being either like a touring drummer or a studio drummer. So I've been looking kind of more into that and the path that I need to take for that.
Fantastic. I love that. So you used past tense when you were talking about your band. So the band has disbanded at this point.
Yeah, we broke up over the pandemic.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay, so as far as social media, I know that you've gotten tons of hits on some of your videos. How has that changed things for you?
Oh gosh, that's crazy because I think really the thing that I first kind of got attention on was I did a drum cover of Unsainted by Slipknot. And Jay Weinberg, their drummer, saw that because we play the same drum company. And so he was blasting that everywhere, and it was just getting a lot of attention. And he actually invited me to come to their show because they were literally playing in Dallas, I think about like 2 weeks after the video was going viral. And he like tweeted at me on my birthday, like inviting me to the show and everything.
Wow.
I don't even think he knew it was my birthday, but it just happened to be that. And so I got to go and I got to meet him, and he gave me like a backstage tour. And I got that was Slipknot is like the craziest show I think I've ever seen in my entire life too. And
Yes.
that has just opened so many doors for me with my YouTube and my other social media. And, it's really because you don't expect something like that to get attention. You just kind of put it out there because I really wanted to challenge myself and I had never played any kind of music like that. So I had only been playing double bass for, I think, like 2 weeks that I learned the song before I posted it.
Oh gosh. And Slipknot is not an easy style on double bass. He's busy.
Yeah, he's insane. I literally don't know how he did it.
Yeah.
He's not human, I swear.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I agree.
that's so funny because now also kind of like on my YouTube and my social media, I'm kind of known for being like the metal girl, which I wasn't until that video, which is really cool because I think it's so fun to push yourself and just try all these different kinds of genres.
Absolutely, yes. Okay, so you mentioned we're with the same drum company. So tell me about your endorsements.
Okay, so I play SJC custom drums and
Okay.
I absolutely love them. They're literally my favorite people on the planet. Actually, the way that I kind of got started with SJC is a really crazy story. So, um, I used to play Gretsch and I played them for a long time. And all these artists that I really look up to, they all played SJC. So I was seeing them all the time on my Instagram, and I didn't really know that much kind of who they were yet. And I would look at their Instagram all the time because they're just known for making these crazy, whatever you can think of, custom drums. So I just really loved to just like scroll through their Instagram. And finally one day I was like, you know what? I look at their Instagram so often, I'm just gonna follow it. Like it's not a bad thing to, follow other drum companies. And I think it was literally like 2 hours after I finally followed them. It was such a creepy fate thing that they had announced that they were doing this touring drum clinic called Loyal to the Craft with Frank Zumo, who's the drummer for Sum 41. And it was literally they were coming like 5 minutes down the street from me to the School of Rock, and it was free. They were like, just sign up, just RSVP. Anybody can come, all ages. You don't even have to be a drummer. And so I literally like ran and I showed it to my parents because I wanted to go so badly. And the timing worked out like perfect because we were just getting back from doing like a show and a photo shoot in Houston, like either 1 or 2 days before. And I was literally like the first person there because I got there like before like doors even opened. And so I was there for like 3 hours before anything actually like started. And so I was at the table like front and center, and they noticed that and everything. And I came prepared because they had a Q&A, and I was the first person to ask a question and to raise my hand. And Frank was like, oh, do you what instrument do you play? Because I asked him about like advice for young musicians. And I was like, oh, I'm a drummer. And School of Rock was having some of their drum students play some 41 songs with Frank. And so he was like, oh, are you one of the drummers that I'm going to be playing with tonight? And I was like, no, unfortunately, I'm not. And he was like, oh, well, maybe we can figure out some way to get you up here. And then he went on with the whole rest of the Q&A. So I thought, oh, well, he's probably like forgotten about that by now. That was so long ago. And right before they started playing songs, he looked at me and was like, what was your name again? And I was like, Maren. He goes, hey, you want to just like come up here and just like you can just like jam on like my extra floor tom when we do Fat Lip, which is like their biggest song. So I was like, okay. I was like totally like I was not prepared at all, but I was like, sure, like I'm not gonna say no. And
Right.
and so I run up there and I'm just jamming with him and this other School of Rock kid. And after I did that, the guy who was doing like their media and their videos on that tour was like, hey, is it okay if you hang out a little bit after we're done? Because I want to interview you for the daily update video. So I was like, yeah, of course. And I didn't even know this at the time, but Mike Triperi, who's like the head of SJC, was like, I'm so sorry, like for the wait. But please, it'll just be a little bit longer because I had a huge school project that was due the next day. But I wasn't gonna tell him that. I was like, no, it's totally fine.
Right.
And so they took me to the back, and they actually gave me a free snare drum that they had brought with them. And
Wow.
yeah, and they were like, we bring a couple of these on us with every tour because we want to give them to kids that really inspire us to do this and that we really see a passion for. And so I was like, I didn't even know like what to say. Like my eyes were like tearing up, but I was trying to act, all cool and everything. And I was just like, thank you so much. And I was like hugging them. And they're like, yes, of course. And then they were like, no, but actually we did want to interview you. Like that wasn't like the lie. But so then they interviewed me while I like couldn't even like speak. And so then after that, I was kind of like, maybe I should look into playing SJC and looking at their artist list, because literally like Josh Dunn from 21 Pilots, Trey Cool from Green Day, Jay Weinberg, like all these people that I look up to play SJC. And I just really, really love the guys and kind of everything that they stand for. And so I decided to switch, and it's literally the best decision I've ever made. Like it's literally changed my life.
That's wonderful. I love that. Good for you. It's just all working. It's like when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's like the universe kind of starts putting everything in place for you, Okay, so that's the drum endorsement. Do you have anything else like cymbals, heads, that kind of thing?
I'm a drum dial artist.
Okay.
And then also, I'm an artist for Sledgepad, which is a bass drum dampening system. That's super cool.
I'm also with Sledgepad, so Sledgepad sister.
Yeah. I didn't even know that. That's so cool.
Yeah, there was one before me, so then they had two females, and I think there's like 4 or 5 now, and they've all come from our group. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to open it up for you guys that are here. Does anybody have questions for Maren? Anyone?
Hi, Maren. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Peyton says hi. She's recording, so she couldn't come.
Oh, tell her I say hi back.
Her hair looks really pretty longer. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
So I was going to ask, because your mom and I have talked a lot, how you liked the Berkeley experience last summer, and you said you may do it this summer. So what do you think? Is that your number one choice?
I need to look into more schools and everything, because I haven't gotten to, really tour anything with everything going on. But yeah, I did a Berkeley summer program last year for rock drums, which I loved because it went super, super in detail, and we got to have Zoom sessions every single week. And I really loved our teacher, and I just got to learn so many different styles than I had learned before. So right now I'm looking into their 5-week Aspire program, which hopefully will be in person this year. And I'm trying to get the rock drum workshop too. But yeah, Berkeley's definitely one of my top schools at the moment. I really love Berkeley.
That's cool. You'll like if you do 5-week. It's fun. Peyton had a great time.
Melissa, while I have you on here, what is Peyton doing about, I know that she had to put off going to Berkeley because of the COVID thing. Have they decided when people are going to be back on campus?
They did open for spring. So campus is open, but extreme restrictions because they're in Boston, which the Alfords, and we're in Texas where everything is just open, and we won't get into that, but everything's open here. But there it's very restrictive, and I had her write down the pros and cons, and she just has way more opportunity down here. She's out, playing more. She's working with some really cool drummers in Dallas. She can go to shows. So there it's, no one's allowed in her dorm, and you have to test constantly, and all her classes would have been remote. And she's like, why am I going to go there if I can't do anything? So, and luckily she went to a performing arts high school. So all of her friends are musicians here. So she has friends here to do things with. So it's not ideal. She's not, thrilled, but she definitely thought she'd be happier here. You have to schedule your laundry. You have to schedule your practice time. It's just, which is good because it's a pandemic. So they're doing a great job, but she just said, I'll just stay here. It's 4 months. So she's upstairs recording right now. So she's good. There's a big drummer girl thing. I don't know if y'all saw, someone posted it tonight. She was supposed to do it, like Sarah Thowers in it and Bianca Richardson. There's a bunch of really cool girl drummers they're doing, but she's so busy she didn't even have time to record for them. So, but that's at like 7 o'clock tonight. If anyone wants to check.
Okay.
Yeah, someone posted it. I saw
Nice.
like a couple hours ago.
Thank you for that. I was just wondering. I just didn't know how that was working out.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any questions for Maren?
I want to ask Maren about Warped Tour. How fun was that?
Oh my gosh, Warped Tour is like one of my favorite things I've ever done in my life. We got to do it twice. So we got to do we got, I think, 4 dates on the last cross country Warped Tour. And then we got asked back to do the 25th anniversary in Atlantic City. And it's just so crazy because, you have to, especially from the first time we did Warped Tour where, a lot of people didn't really know about us yet. It was our second tour ever. And we were really having to work hard to market ourselves during the day, to then going to the 20th anniversary where actually like we were getting like recognized, like walking down the boardwalk and everything. And just so many people in bands that I look up to and I love are just like, you can meet literally any of them. Like one of my favorite drummers right now is Maddie Best, who's the drummer for Tonight Alive, and right now he's playing for Sleeping with Sirens. And I actually got really like obsessed with him after the first time we did Warped Tour, and but then I got like obsessed with him, like right after our run finished, so I couldn't like meet him or anything. But he was playing with a different band the second time, and I got to meet him. And he recognized me off Twitter, and because I tag him in drum covers I do all the time, and they're from Australia. So then he's like in an Australian accent, like, "You're the girl from Twitter," and I'm like, "Oh my god, yes, that's me. Nobody call me anything else now. I'm only the girl from Twitter, please." And he was so sweet, and it's so funny because everybody on Warped Tour is usually, all like tatted up and they look really intimidating, and you meet them and they're literally all just the sweetest people ever. And they love to just go and support and just watch your show. Even if I've never heard of you before. Warped Tour was crazy. Or like SJC was at the 20th anniversary too. So I got to meet a lot of SJC artists, and they had like a big trailer that they had with a collage of different artists on it. And I was like on the collage and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was crazy. I miss Warped Tour.
That's fantastic. I love that for you. Okay, can I ask a question of your mom?
Sure.
Laura. Okay, so do you have, hold on, somebody else is wanting it. Do you have advice for moms that are in our group? Because there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna watch this after the fact, that are raising girl drummers. Do you have any advice, anything that is something that they can hang on to while they're raising their gals that are, that their daughter drummers are really looking at possibly a career in drumming? Do you have any, you're doing so many things right. Do you have anything that you can kind of impart wisdom?
Well, thank you for saying that. I don't know that I can really take credit for anything Maren does. I can just say that her dad and I and her brother, when he's around, we have a 21-year-old son who's a senior in college. we've always supported her and him every step of the way and everything they've wanted to do. Whether it's film or music or acting or, arts or what have you. And I just think that my husband and I have found the greatest joy in just watching Maren do what she loves and what she's passionate about. And I just really don't think there's any greater joy than seeing your child do that, regardless of what it is. As far as girl drummers go, well, I'm one of those that when I came home from school when I was 12 or so, and it had been sign up for band day at school. This was in the days before you had to like try out or take an aptitude test or, all the different things that they ask kids to do now. You could just pretty much sign up for whatever instrument you wanted, and that's where you got put in band. And I wanted to play percussion. So I put my name on percussion and I was so excited, and I got off the school bus that day and I ran all the way home. I was just breathless to tell my parents that I had signed up for percussion. And they said, "Is that drums?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "No."
Oh.
And so I got stuck playing the clarinet for 6 years. Except for my senior year of high school when I begged and enough where our band director let me be in the drum corps and I played the cymbals. And that just was the thing I just wanted to do. I just wanted to be a part of that. So when Maren said, "I want to take drum lessons," when she was, well, we had a drum set in the house. That's a whole nother story. But she had begun goofing around on that a little bit, as had my son. And so a little bit after that, she said, "I want to take lessons." And so just, we didn't hesitate. It's like, of course you can take lessons. So, even though it's still kind of thought of as a man's instrument or whatnot, and it's kind of the rock world or the music world in general is still kind of a man's world. I mean, I think women are making a ton of inroads, but just, encourage your girls. Just whatever their passion is, to the best of your ability, just support them in what they do.
Well done. I was really impressed when I met you and Maren at the commercial shoot, because one thing that sticks out for me about you, and also about you, Melissa, is that you guys are so incredibly supportive of Peyton and Maren. And I love that. And you guys are shining examples to the other moms in our group of how to mother and bring up these gals, knowing that they're so supported in this, because it is hard for women still sometimes in this industry. So the more support that we can give each other and that we can get from all the people close to us, the better. So I applaud you both for that, and for any of the moms in our group for doing that. And really, I think it's our group's responsibility to be that for each other. So I try to do that, of course, and I see it with you guys so often, encouraging each other through all of this. So I love that. I love that about you guys.
Well,
Maren, do you have anything? Oh, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was just going to say, a part of being supportive is we get to go along for the ride. To have so many amazing experiences. If you'd have told me, a few years ago, you're going to be going on Warped Tour and you're going to be in these crowds of 60,000 people on the beach in Atlantic City in the heat and the humidity and the blowing sand and the loud music and just the craziness and the wonderfulness that is just that crazy day, I would never believe you in a million years. And it's
right. Yet it happened.
So
yeah. Exactly. That's so awesome. Okay, so Maren, did you have any last words that you wanted to let people know how to find you? I know that you mentioned you've done a lot with your social media, so you can drop a text, because I know that we have chat available here, and you can actually put your links if you want people to see it later, the people that watch later, that they can follow you and talk to you later. That would be awesome as well.
Okay, so basically I'm on all social media, just at Maren Alford, which is my name, which I will type it in the chat because I know it's not the most common name in the world. But yeah, I'm just at Maren Alford on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, everything. So just check me out.
Fantastic. Love it. Okay. Well, you guys, thank you so much for being here. And Maren, especially thank you. I am so proud of you. And I love that I got to meet you and work with you last year. And hopefully again in the future, we'll get to work together. I really, really hope so.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep going, Maren.
Yes.
You're doing great.
And, yeah, I was going to say too, once it's safe, I do want to start having the things that I had planned for last year, which are the clinics across the United States. And if we get to do one in Texas, which I plan to, I definitely want to have you on the schedule. I'd love to have Peyton too, if she's available. But she may be away at school or whatever, but I will let you guys know as soon as I know that it's really safe for everyone to attend those kinds of things. I'll start putting them on the calendar and we will start meeting and doing those fun things. Okay.
Awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let you guys go, but thank you again, Maren. You're wonderful, and everybody else that attended live, and then anybody else that gets to watch us later. And we've got 2 more coming up this week. So after today, starting tomorrow, I will put up the next event, and then you guys will see those coming up. I think, Linda, is yours this week?
Mine is Sunday. Yes.
Sunday. Yeah. I'm excited about that. That's going to be fun. I thought it was. And I think I have another one on Friday as well. So I'll have to look at my calendar. It's filling up. It's so much fun. All right. And
I
Nicole,
joined in. So I joined in a little late, but I just wanted to, it just really touches me, Laura. You're your friend's mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just giving me flashbacks of when I was your age, Maren. And I had a Toyota 4-wheel drive open pickup truck, and all my drums, I had a double bass kit, just like you have, Maren. And I would play the Troubadour and all these Hollywood places. I was underage, and my mom would wait up for me to get home, and she would help me unload my drums, and she would help me load my drums up. They would go to my shows, and I just see that same support and love from you, and I just absolutely love it. You are so lucky, Maren.
I am.
You have a daughter like Maren. I love it.
fantastic.